Hickok 45, guess what? It's Schofield time again. Yeah, I thought it'd be appropriate to start out with a cowboy because he is a desperado right there. We wanted to take care of him early. Oh yeah, chapter 2. Oh man, I've been thinking about this for a long time. Get this baby back out and shoot it some more. You better have seen the first video with this gun because I talk about it a lot in the history, and I won't do that today. I'm just going to mostly shoot it. Okay, variety. That was some 250 grain lead bullets, pretty much like they used in the day. Now these cases, you notice I bring out are kind of, I loaded black powder in a lot of these, and then they just didn't get quite as clean. But it's smokeless powder, and we might shoot a couple of black powder rounds before we quit. And then this is what Federal furnishes, which we appreciate. These are 225, I think. Yeah, 225 grain jacketed rounds, so it's nice. I shoot a lot of the 250 grain, but since they've been donating our ammo, I've been shooting more of this too. We'll shoot some of these, so we'll shoot a mix. It's kind of neat to have both options, because this is a modern gun. Of course, you can shoot smokeless powder in it, even though this firearm, the originals, they were definitely just made back in the the 1870s, 1880s. They if you find an old Schofield, unlike a Colt single action, with a Colt single action, you need to research to see when this stupid thing was made. Was it made in 1880? Was it made in 1980? Was it made in 2008? And it makes a difference, of course, of what you fire in it. But with these, if you have an original one, it is black powder. Okay, so let's put 5 in there and shoot a couple more. See if I can hear it. Gonna be a click. Yeah. And how about a splash? That's a big splash. Oh, see if I can hit a little orange. Tennessee. Oh, wounded him. I didn't wound him. I think it was a direct hit. Cowboy, I see you trying to wake up. A headshot or a hat shot. Click. Oh man. Again, we just load 5 for safety's sake and for habit's sake. Okay, we could load 6 here on the range, but it's a good habit to stick with. If you don't know why I do that, don't ask. We've got a video on it. Okay. One thing I didn't do in the other video, you can see how it operates. I've shown all this. The other first video on this gun is, I'll put a link to it in the description. It's pretty extensive. I go into all kinds of boring things about this firearm. So you can learn a lot, really, even from me, believe it or not. I did not take it apart, which I'm not going to really take it totally apart, but I thought maybe I would show you how to get the cylinder. Because when I clean it, sometimes I might just run a patch through if I've just shot 5 or 10 shots. Each of the chambers and through the barrel, and it's fine or something, but it's pretty simple to take the cylinder off. See, it's made so it's not going to slide off there, unless you take this screw out right here. I want me to lose it out here in the gravel and the brass. So you just do this, pull this out. This is I'm a lover of the old Colt single actions, but I like these too. They've really grown on me over the years, and I'm glad to have one back at the compound. I think if you've been around, this one was given to us by Bud's Gun Shop, which we really appreciate, and done. This will be the second video, I guess, with it. So that's how you pull that out, and it makes it easier to clean, of course. And you can take that out too, which I don't normally do, and get access to the cylinder without any trouble, and better access to the barrel, of course. Okay, that's how that works. Close that down, put the screw back in. They're not too complicated. A little bit unlike modern guns, isn't it? Your polymer guns don't have too many screws in them. They just have pins. And but this is not like the Colt single actions have a lot of screws, and you want to kind of keep track of them, make sure they're tight so you don't lose them. They'll sometimes loosen up on you when you've shot them. Not a problem. Make sure you have good screwdrivers, gunsmithing screwdrivers. All right, let's put some more rounds in it. And again, advantage of this gun was, simpler to load. They even had some speed loaders for them, I understand. Not everybody did. And this is quite different from the old Colt single action. Now I do it like this, I think I told you, so that I can make sure my action is working properly. I like to, and I know it's ready to go, okay? And this again is the Schofield. I think it was Major General Schofield came up with some of the differences on this gun, the different latching system in 73, 74. I believe they didn't produce them until around 75. I'll have to watch my video on that and learn some more again, but whatever, I've forgotten. But it's just a Model 3, basically. They've been around a while, and they made these for quite a few years. A lot of lawmen and bad guys carried these Model 3s. They didn't all carry Colt single actions, as nice as the Colts were and are. It's reported Jesse James carried one of these, a Model 3. He might have carried a Schofield, who knows, because I think he didn't die till what, 1880 or 81. And so, so these were around. So he might have even carried a Schofield, who knows. Let's take a couple of shots over there. Right. I love that sound. That is a sweet sound. I'll put one on I'll see if I can hit a pig. Probably can't today. Oh, yes I can. Let's try another one. Oh, I think I went just over it. Okay, good. John had a little coughing fit there from breathing on my gunpowder from missing that pig. So again, you just eject the cases. And you can see how that would have been attractive to bad guys, lawmen alone, to some extent, being able to unload it and load it so more quickly, let's put it that way. It's not all that fast. Still just a 6-shot revolver, 5 or 6 shots, but it's the way they work. And if you depress down here, it doesn't eject. Let's say you load. Let's put we'll put 5 Federals in there. And let's say for some reason, I don't know, maybe I've got a bad round or something, and I close up, and then I want to open, but I don't want them all to go flying out or to be ejected. I push right there, and then when I bring it up, the ejector doesn't work, see? Okay, so it's nice. Never know why. You might not need to have them pushed out. So let's fire a couple of these 4 kicks. Oh, I see a little piece of cinder there. Maybe I can hit that. If I can get it to come around on me. There's a piece of cinder over there. Probably never hit it. Shook it, scared it. That wasn't a good shot. Oh, I had another round. Got that Desperado. I can't count, sorry folks. But these are just gorgeous guns, aren't they? I mean, that is a pretty piece of wood and steel. I just like them. I don't like the feel as much as I do the Colt plow handle and everything. But there is something really special about the Schofield. This is U-Birdie, and they do a good job on these things. Just feels great. One thing I was going to do also that we didn't do before, these are not as I don't know what, conducive to black powder. They don't handle black powder cartridges as well as the originals do. The originals, of course, were for a shorter cartridge. We went through all that in the other video. And the cylinder's longer. There's not as much, I don't know if that's the reason, but when they make these reproductions, they don't give you as much of a gap, a cylinder gap here between the barrel and everything. And the tolerances are tighter, and black powder really can clog up the works. But we're gonna do it anyway. what the heck, it's going to be a massive cleaning job for me, but that's okay. Y'all are worth it. So I brought this out here. I used this in cowboy matches some. This was designed to take to the loading table, and you already had your 10 rounds for your rifle on one side, 10 rounds for your 2 revolvers on the other side. And, you know, just made it handier, especially if people can't count. You could just fill these up and you know you had the right number of rounds, right? I actually didn't use it all the time because it was actually quicker to just pull them out of a box when you're at the shooting table, the loading table. But it's kind of neat. So these are black. One reason I put them in here today was to make sure I keep them separate from my smokeless rounds, which is all of those. There's 5. So these are black powder, okay? See, they're just as pretty as any other cartridge. Actually, they're prettier, they're cleaner on the outside, at least for right now they are. But they have black powder in there. So let's load this thing with it and look for some desperados out here. And this might be interesting. It may bind up after just a couple, 3 rounds, I don't know. I've never shot black powder in a Schofield, I guess. The other one I had was before I started reloading black powder cartridges. All right, cowboy, we're gonna get you in a more authentic way now. I know you wanted to, if you're gonna die, Mr. Desperado, you'd rather die with an authentic cartridge like this one, right? Yeah. What am I doing, missing? Okay. I think I actually shot high on a couple of those. Point of impact might be a little higher for that. Generally speaking, it does shoot a little bit above point of aim, which is kind of typical of these. Okay, now I need to keep these separate, soak those. Yeah, some soapy water. Yes, well, we got her messed up. Now you see the difference already. Look at this cylinder. You see the black powder burn and residue already. And I can see it inside there too. So if you're going to fire one black powder cartridge, or if it's a muzzle loader, if you're going to fire it once, you might as well fire it 20 times because it takes the same cleaning process pretty much. Okay, so let's see how it does. Right. Those don't seem as loud either, I noticed. Okay, let's try the gong with black powder. Let's go for the cowboy again. Click. Nice, huh? And it hasn't hung up yet, so we'll try 5 more. We've got a 2-liter there that needs to be taken out. Oh, ooh, those are really hot. They're almost too hot to hold. And that would probably surprise you if you have never shot black powder loads. Because, I mean, they're not exactly all that powerful. There's about 30, 40 grains of black powder in there. They are really hot. It's all I can do to hold them. I don't want to hold them anymore. Whereas when I shoot these, they're just barely warm. So isn't that interesting? Black powder is different. It really is. And you notice it's quite messy. All right, so a little authenticity here. First time I fired it. And what I used to, ouch, and the barrel gets a lot hotter when you're firing black powder. That is weird. One thing I did, and then I'll do it, well, I don't have to, I guess, but a little tip for some of you that might need to know, when I was competing in cowboy shooting, I shot black powder the last 5 or 6 years I did it. And in my Colts, after shooting a stage, I would take my guns and I'd go over there to the safety table and I would just spray. I'm not gonna do it now, so I'm kind of curious to see how many it'll handle. And I would just spray there. I might even spray in the barrel with Ballistol, of course, which is great, black powder. And that kept me going. I never had any trouble, never had any hang-ups, because you're out in the sun all day long. You know, you might shoot, once you start shooting a stage, you fire both pistols and they look like this, and you got black powder crud everywhere. And your guns are out there in the sun for, it may be an hour literally before you fire the next stage, and then another hour before you fire the next one. You know, it's just a lot of lag time. But I would just spray them down, and I didn't even get into all the exotic lubes and things that people would use on bullets. I just never did do that. I just kept my Ballistol handy. I cheated, I guess, because I'm sure that, oh, that's hot. I'm sure Jesse James and all those guys, Wyatt Earp, they didn't have a can of Ballistol handy. Okay, so far it's doing all right. Do you love that smoke? Nice. Let's hit that pretty black plate there. It's not been hit. Yeah, and this pretty 2-liter here has not been hit. Oh. I should have gotten really close. That would have helped wash off the black powder. There's another black plate down there I keep forgetting about. I think I barely skimmed the top. Okay. That's done okay. What's that? That's let's fire 5 more. I know you're not in a big hurry, and we're going to wrap up here. Since I brought 20 rounds out, I'm impressed that it's handling this. Of course, I'm doing all this, within a matter of a few minutes. If I put this back in my holster, and then an hour later had another stage to shoot, I might find that the cylinder wouldn't want to turn or something. Okay, I can feel a difference in it, but it's still working. Oh, that barrel's hot. It's just interesting, the difference. Click. All right, let's put him in the holster. We've got 5 shots, and we're going home. And that's it. Oh, it smells good. Oh, it smells good. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Anyway, another day of playing with the Schofield. Pretty interesting revolver. That top break makes it a little different from most of the Wild West revolvers that you're probably familiar with and that you see a lot of. But they're really cool. They really are. They're especially, are you ready? Tactical, right? Tactical. Nah, Schofield's Model 3 Smith & Wessons are really interesting revolvers. You need to try one sometime if you haven't, with either smokeless or black powder. Either one is nice. They both smell great. I can see it wafting up through the trees. Life is good.